We know these are difficult and challenging times, and we invite you to stay connected through worship services and Bible studies, whether online or in person.
Now, here are our upcoming announcements for this week.
And a reminder, you can give online or via Zelle. Any question about giving may be directed to the Bethany Finance Department.
In advance for what you're going to do. We pray for peace in this world, Lord God. Peace over in Ukraine. Bless all those people that are homeless, hungry, naked, thirsty. But we know that you work through us, Lord God. So we just thank you and give you praise forever. Amen.
Oh, gracious Master, we come before you. We just know that at this point, Heavenly Father, we just want to thank you for your grace.
Yes, Lord.
We just want to thank you for your mercy. And Heavenly Father, we just thank you right now. Asking you, Heavenly Father, for the strength. We're just asking you for guidance, my Heavenly Father. We know that if we come before you and just ask you, my Heavenly Father, and just open up our hearts, my Heavenly Father, that you are right there for us, my Heavenly Father. You're always there for us. All we have to do is just come to you and ask you, my Heavenly Father. My Heavenly Father, I just thank you for this morning, being able to rise up out of bed on my own, my Heavenly
Yes,
Father. Still have my limbs, my Heavenly Father. I know
Yes.
that is a gift, my Heavenly Father, and I
Yes.
don't take it lightly, my Heavenly Father. I just thank you for your blessing of life, my Heavenly Father, because I know that I woke up this morning and I still have purpose, my Heavenly Father.
Yes,
And I
Lord.
just come to you right now, waiting on my marching orders, my Heavenly Father. I just ask you to touch Bethany right now, my Heavenly Father. I know that you have something extraordinary for us, my Heavenly Father. We just come to you right now, just looking outward at ourselves, my Heavenly Father, just asking you to tell us what we need to do. We're just asking for guidance right now.
Yes,
We
Lord.
just ask you to remove any worries that we have, any burdens that we have. We just put them in your hands right now, my Heavenly Father.
Yes, Lord.
We just bow down before you, my Heavenly Father. You know what each and every one of us are in need of. What is going on in each and every one of our households, my Heavenly Father. Just touch our households right now. My Heavenly Father, just give us strength, give us guidance. My Heavenly Father, I just praise you for all that you're doing. I ask you to touch each ministry leader of Bethany, touch each member of Bethany, my Heavenly Father. Open up their hearts right now, my Heavenly Father. Touch them in an extraordinary way. Touch them from the top of their heads to the bottom of their feet, my Heavenly Father. Just give them guidance right now. They just need direction from you right now, my Heavenly Father. I just praise you right now for all that you're doing. In your darling son's name, amen.
Amen.
Good evening.
Hello.
Well, hello, everybody.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
How you doing?
The ones I had some shocking revelations to me.
Huh?
I had a shocking revelation.
What was that?
We were talking about people who are in the name.
You said what?
They said you could sing. I had never heard that.
Somebody told you I can sing?
No, they said you could sing well.
I can what?
You can't hear, but you can sing.
I was messing with you.
Right, that was right. Says when people want to hear you say something twice, they haven't heard it before. But you need to do better. We're going to be in chapter 8, Judges chapter 8, Judges chapter 8.
It's gonna start trying to rain back here.
Boy, it's raining outside. Kim, remind me, I have an envelope for you.
Yes, sir. Judges chapter 8.
Oh, yeah, you're going to do that so we can let the television read. Why you get the one closest to us? Why you do that? That's okay. Get that. Usually, all we need to do is hear it. Y'all already had it on YouTube.
It's not.
Wait, it was. I listened to
It cut off after so long.
T.D. Jakes.
That's what it's on. Zebah and
The words are relatively easy, but
And the men of Ephraim said unto him, Why hast thou
yeah, that's it. That's it.
served us? Chapter 8. And the men of Ephraim said unto him, Why hast thou served us thus, that thou calledst us not, when thou wentest to fight with the Midianites? And they did chide with him sharply. And he said unto them, What have I done now in comparison of you? Is not the gleaning of the grapes of Ephraim better than the vintage of Abiezer? God hath delivered into your hands the princes of Midian, Oreb and Zeb. And what was I able to do in comparison of you? Then their anger was abated toward him when he had said that. And Gideon came to Jordan and passed over, he and the 300 men that were with him, faint, yet pursuing them. And he said unto the men of Succoth, Give, I pray you, loaves of bread unto the people that follow me, for they be faint, and I am pursuing after Zebah and Zalmunna, kings of Midian. And the princes of Succoth said, Are the hands of Zebah and Zalmunna now in thine hand, that we should give bread unto thine army? And Gideon said, Therefore, when the Lord hath delivered Zebah and Zalmunna into mine hand, then I will tear your flesh with the thorns of the wilderness and with briars. And he went up thence to Phanuel, and spake unto them likewise. And the men of Phanuel answered him as the men of Succoth had answered him. And he spake also unto the men of Phanuel, saying, When I come again in peace, I will break down this tower. Now Zebah and Zalmunna were in Karkor, and their host with them, about 15,000 men, all that were left of all the host of the children of the east. For there fell 120,000 men that drew sword. And Gideon went up by the way of them that dwelt in tents on the east of Nobah and at Jogbeha, and smote the host, for the host was secured. And when Zebah and Zalmunna fled, he pursued after them, and took the 2 kings of Midian, Zebah and Zalmunna, and discomfited all the host. And Gideon the son of Joash returned from battle before the sun was up, and caught a young man of the men of Succoth, and inquired of him. And he described unto him the princes of Succoth, and the elders thereof, even 70 men. And he came unto the men of Succoth, and said, Behold, Zebah and Zalmunna, with whom ye did upbraid me, saying, Are the hands of Zebah and Zalmunna now in thine hand, that we should give bread unto thy men that are weary? And he took the elders of the city, and thorns of the wilderness and briars, and with them he taught the men of Succoth. And he beat down the tower of Phanuel, and slew the men of the city. Then said he unto Zebah and Zalmunna, What manner of men were they whom ye slew at Tabor? And they answered, As thou art, so were they. Each one resembled the children of a king. And he said, They were my brethren, even the sons of my mother. As the Lord liveth, if ye had saved them alive, I would not slay you. And he said unto Jether his firstborn, Up and slay them. But the youth drew not his sword, for he feared, because he was yet a youth. Then Zebah and Zalmunna said, Rise now, and fall upon us, for as the man is, so is his strength. And Gideon arose, and slew Zebah and Zalmunna, and took away the ornaments that were on their camels' necks. Then the men of Israel said unto Gideon, Rule thou over us, both thou and thy son's son also, for thou hast delivered us from the hand of Midian. And Gideon said unto them, I will not rule over you, neither shall my son rule over you. The Lord shall rule over you. And Gideon said unto them, I would desire a request of you, that you would give me every man the earrings of his prey. For they had golden earrings, because they were Ishmaelites. And they answered, We will willingly give them. And they spread a garment, and did cast therein every man the earrings of his prey. And the weight of the golden earrings that he requested was 1,700 shekels of gold, beside ornaments and collars and purple raiment that was on the kings of Midian, and beside the chains that were about their camels' necks. And Gideon made an ephod thereof, and put it in his city, even in Ophrah. And all Israel went thither a whoring after it, which thing became a snare unto Gideon and to his house. Thus was Midian subdued before the children of Israel, so that they lifted up their heads no more. And the country was in quietness 40 years in the days of Gideon. And Jerubbaal, the son of Joash, went and dwelt in his own house. And Gideon had 70 sons of his body begotten, for he had many wives. And his concubine that was in Shechem, she also bare him a son, whose name he called Abimelech. And Gideon the son of Joash died in a good old age, and was buried in the sepulchre of Joash his father, in Ophrah of the Abiezrites. And it came to pass, as soon as Gideon was dead, that the children of Israel turned again, went a whoring after Baalim, and made Baal-Berith their god. And the children of Israel remembered not the Lord their God, who had delivered them out of the hands of all their enemies on every side. Neither shewed they kindness to the house of Jerubbaal, namely Gideon, according to all the goodness which he had shewed unto Israel.
They went right on back to their old way.
Oh, wow. Any questions? Any questions? It seemed ridiculous, almost from a human perspective, for God to start an army of 32,000 going up against 150,000 and say it was too many. And his logic is that they would try to take credit themselves. He reduces it from 32,000 to 10,000. He says it's still too large. And somewhere, you know, in human logic, we say, well, how could they possibly think it was them when they were so largely outnumbered? He reduces it from 10,000 to 300. No way in the world they could take credit with 300. And look at what happened. First thing happens, Ephraim is attacking Gideon because they weren't called in initially. You know, that's kind of suspect. Now Gideon was tactful, you know, he was more diplomatic than I probably would have been. You know, oh, what am I compared to what you did, y'all? So, you know, how many people y'all killed? Because they were called in late when the 300 started pursuing the Midianites, they called in other tribes. Ephraim ended up doing a major conflict. They were there on the border, ended up killing quite a few people. In fact, they really killed more than Gideon had killed. Because, you know, most of the people killed under Gideon's watch was really killed by God. They killed each other. So he said, you know, what am I compared to you? And of course, they ate it up. He kept blowing the smoke rings, and they were excited. But seemed like to me they had a little pride in there, the jealousy. I mean, they didn't run to the rescue when he was outnumbered 300 to 150,000. They didn't even come rescue these 32,000. Why didn't you call us? After the fact, why didn't you call us? When the hard stuff is over with, why didn't you call us? Kind of remind me of some church folk. I mean, but this whole notion seemed like to me, they're looking for credit. Looking for credit. Now, Gideon really should have said, I think, I didn't not call you. God not called you. God was the one who was reducing the Gideon. It was God who got the victory, not Gideon.
Yeah.
But see, they really in it for the wrong reason to start with. Nowhere in their presentation did he mention God. Nowhere in their presentation did he give glory to God. It's Gideon. I got a problem with their posture. He goes off to Succoth, and they've been traveling a long time, man. They're on foot. They're hungry, they're thirsty. And so he said, "Hey, man, you know, I'm tired, thirsty. My men, give me just a little piece of bread, water, you know, kind of replenish themselves." And the men from Succoth said, "You know, you're going out to catch the kings of the Midianites. Do you have them already?" "No, we can go catch it." "Well, if you don't have them already, why should we go get them?" If you don't catch them, that could be viewed as helping the enemy. And they'll come back and retaliate on us. Now remember, these men are Israelites. They're not Midianites. So basically, Gideon and those 300 men, 299, are fighting for them. For the Penuel, same thing, same response. I tell you what, when I catch them, I'm coming back, I'm put some hurt in me.
Israel was not thinking.
But I mean, let's face it, the Israelites, they're supposed to be brothers.
Yeah.
Supposed to be helping. But now let's face it, if he's trying to go to catch the Midianites to finish this battle, and you're Israelite, and you aren't helping him, in essence, you must be helping
Them.
them. You're supposed to be an Israelite, but don't seem like you on Israel's side. You're more concerned about retaliation. To me, it kind of lines up with Uncle Tom, who don't want to speak positively about a black radical because they're scared the white folks might get mad at them.
Yeah.
Retaliate. They're more concerned with their own self-preservation than they are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I thought we talking about a hungry army that you have the means to feed. You can feed the hungry. You can feel about that. But no, they're more concerned with their self-gratification. You know, they're against them. That's what he's saying. See, sometimes when you look at people who's supposed to be on your side, you have to ask yourself, okay, if they're supposed to be on our side, it seems like they should be fighting for us.
Yeah.
They should be doing something positive. You know, you can sin by commission and omission. You can't sin by just not doing what you're supposed to do. We're chapter 8.
Chapter 8.
Yeah. So then what's the big deal? I was addressing this thing this morning about
Judges.
Ukraine, you know, and somebody was asking a question when Ephraim came, said, is that similar to Ukraine asking the president to interfere or to invade? No, that's not the same. I said, no. You know, what they're asking Biden to do is really to start World War III.
Yeah.
But the problem, and I think Ukraine is a very, very brave people. I think they're taking a very positive stand, and definitely, I mean, for them as it relates to Russia. But the one problem I have, though, is it seems like to me they want their cake and eat it too. How is it you want these people from the United Nations to come to your rescue, but you haven't joined an organization? You want the privilege of being a member of the organization, but you haven't joined. In fact, historically, you've been standing with Russia more than you standing with the United Kingdom. That's very problematic. Next one, like I said, if Biden would okay sending, you're talking about bombs, you're talking about, you know, the kind of bombs that's gonna mess some stuff up. They talk about chemical weapons, but once you start that, you end up with, you know, I said atomic, it's not atomic, it's not even hydrogen now. We really don't know what kind of bomb they got now. You saw what the atomic bomb did in Japan. They said hydrogen bomb is, you know, many times stronger than that. And I'm persuaded that they got something stronger than that.
Yeah, Russia got the biggest nuclear bomb in their arsenal than anybody.
Well, that's what they say. See, one thing I found about the United States, you know, ever underestimate them. They know how to keep a secret. See, the one thing happened when Truman dropped that bomb, one reason they thought he was bluffing, because they never seen anything that powerful. And they didn't know what that was like until he dropped it. When he dropped it, it ended the war because they never seen nothing like that. People's flesh just literally falling off their body. You know, you're talking about basically in the time. You know, so what he's asking is something else. The other problem I have in Ukraine is this sister over there they hold it. Brittany found something.
No,
Brittany Grinder.
Russia, she's in Russia.
Yeah. That's a bunch of bull. You know, they get the white boy home, but they can't get home. And you know, that's the time when you ought to rail and do something. Let's go back to Ukraine. Y'all heard about this family trying to adopt a boy and a girl? They wanted to adopt their children, and the only thing stopping them is one signature. And they're saying in order for them to be able to adopt them, the signature had to be done in Ukraine.
In person.
So they're requiring them to go back into this war zone to get one. Come on here now. Seem like to me, if you're trying to get help from the United States, it seems like to me you could handle
They can waive that.
one signature. Come on. And then you threaten them, say, if you try to leave with the children, we're gonna declare, we're gonna get you picked up. Declare you tried to kidnap them. That comes from somebody who want our help. That's the problem I got with y'all is, how is it y'all can come up with $8 million, $3 million to help Ukraine? Which I don't have no problem with that. But my problem is when poor people in America need some help, y'all always run out of money.
Can't help nobody in the world.
Why you can't help us? You help all these Ukrainians, let them cross the border like water. But you can't let the Mexicans cross. Not to mention poor brothers in Haiti.
They turn around.
People walk all the way from Haiti. We ain't let y'all in here. See? And the hypocrisy is what messes with me. Y'all get all excited about the justice's decision to vote down abortion. Like y'all supposed to be shocked. My Lord, where you been? You know when those people got voted on the seat, what their agenda was gonna be. What's up with that? And it's like, I didn't think they was gonna say that. What person you know that got a firm that didn't tell a lie? Your boy lied, the soul brother. He was sexually arresting that sister. All of them conservative lied. We're gonna uphold Roe versus Wade. That's part of the Constitution. What politicians do. So then they basically turn the Supreme Court into another political power.
Another political arm.
That's all it is. No integrity.
No integrity. And no checks and balances. They can do whatever they want to do.
That's what's supposed to be the checks and balances. They just messed it up.
Yeah.
And then they act like they checks and balances. Well, the legislature can correct it now. But they basically put it in a place where the racists can still practice racism and everybody else go to hell in a bag of soap, a gasoline soap bag, and no water. And all is well.
All is well.
No. Something wrong with the integrity. Something wrong with the integrity. So when homeboy is seeking help from his own people, Gideon, he's seeking help from the Israelites. They can't get it. See, one commentator I was listening to on YouTube, he was saying, well, he just went, wow, he just got bad, he just started punishing people. Because you do know he eventually captures the kings and he comes back. First comes back to Succoth. And when he comes back to Succoth, they got the brethren. He threatened to get the bride. It's like a bunch of rose bushes with thorns on it, and whipped the skin off of them. And so what they say he did when he came back was similar to that. They didn't give us a detailed discussion. Read that part. Can you find that part for me? If I can get those verses. Toward the end of the chapter.
Okay, verse 16.
Yes, that's what they were.
Verse 16, he took the elders of the town and taught the men of Succoth a lesson by punishing them with desert thorns and briars.
Yeah.
He also pulled down the tower of Peniel and kill the men of the town.
Yeah. Now it tells us, he threatened to pull down the tower, which was their protection. But then it said he killed the men of Gideon. But it didn't tell us what he killed the people of. He kind of implied he just punished them for not helping us. But we said that was reckless. My point is, hey, he told the man, hey, y'all don't want to help us now. He's coming back. When I come back, I'll put some hurt on you. See, there's something wrong with you when you can support somebody as long as things looking good for you.
Yeah.
You know, but then you can't support them when you got to take a risk. We're afraid to help you in case those kings get back in power, they're gonna come get us. And we finna go, that means you don't believe in us. It means you don't believe in God, because God is the one who said he's given the victory. But you wanna do what you wanna do. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. I think one of the grave problems with church people is we're not willing to admit our enemies. I should say admit is not the word. Designate those who are on the other side. Designate. Question. You got to build a cabinet. You got 3 men helping you build your cabinets. You got 1 teenager with a wrecking ball trying to get in the way of you building your cabinets. You think you're gonna build them?
Get rid of him.
You know what I'm talking about? There's no way you can build those cabinets without first dealing with him. You got to stop him. You got to call out, he ain't helping us. He's working against us. See what I'm saying? It takes longer to build than it takes to tear down. And see, the problem is you got too many folk in church always want to tear down. Then you got too many folk in church who don't want to stop the teenager. Because that's my little son, my little nephew, my cousin, Bobo. But you can't build the cabinets as long as you got fools running around with wrecking ball.
Yeah.
It takes skill to build cabinets. Any fool can tear stuff down.
Yeah.
You have to go to school for that. Do y'all follow me? Y'all see them coming from? Got a problem with that? See, it's tough. Tough love. It's tough to deal with that kind of logic. But you got to decide, do you want progress? Or do you just don't want to hurt anybody's feelings? Because Samuel and JP, they understand they're good for that until you say it's joy running around with the wrecking ball. Wait a minute, real, wait a minute. That's my baby. What you say, Cassandra?
No. Not even. You're not dead. I'm gonna get it.
All I'm saying is, we as a church have to decide, we as part of the kingdom have to decide, are we going to be kingdom builders? Are we going to be more concerned with building peace?
Yeah.
That's why I'm concerned. See, God is the God of peace. But God ain't the God of any kind of peace. God's peace is not defined like our peace is defined. I say, yeah, I believe in peace. But I also believe in putting demons in their place.
Yeah.
Come out of the man. Get out of it. Can't allow demon possessed folk to hang out with kingdom builders, expect the kingdom to be built. You feel me?
Yes.
Anybody got a problem with that? Question? Comment? Oh, wait till you get the problem out there. Let's get it.
That's what happened to old Simon Ballard, you know, he sure tried to hang it out, keep him from building, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point that, and he used a different thing. He was just trying to slow him down. If I keep you talking to me, wasting time.
Yeah.
You know, see, some people like to throw parties to stop progress.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. They gotta finish strong. It's time to go to work, but you're gonna have teeth. Prayer breakfast. Like your praying is important. Praying is powerful, but you don't pray when it's time to work. I pray to get my marching orders, and once God has given me my marching orders, it's time to march. What's this of praying to God? Ask God, what you want me to do? I done told you. Why would God tell me something else to do when I haven't done what He's already told me to do?
Yeah.
Look, he goes, he does all this, he has all this, and the people come to him and say, hey man, we want you to be king over us. Not only do we want you to be king over us, but we want your sons to be your successors.
Mm-hmm.
So that when you die, one of your sons will become the new king. And like that, so on and so on. Because you have delivered us.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow. Now I see what God's talking about. 32,000 too much? 10,000 too much? Guess what? 300 was too much too. They still don't want to give God the credit.
Yeah.
They said it was Gideon. You're the one delivered us. Wow. God ain't crazy after all. God knows what he's talking about. Isn't it amazing how folk always want to take credit for what God does through them? Isn't it amazing how people don't run to be a part of it when the task is hard, when things are difficult? But look at it. He starts out 32,000 against 150,000, and then God said, no, that's too many, reduces to 300. And then it gets down, God gets them killing each other, and by the time he catches up with them, what they were running to, it's down to 15,000. But it's 300 against 15,000. And Gideon still wins the battle. Now you want to see some integrity, that's where you see Gideon comes into play. No, I don't want to be your king. God is your king.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the sign of a true leader. See, it's real. The devil has you. See, it's not when things are rough and you're going through tough times, it's like, God, help me. It's easy to call on God then. The devil got your butt when things going your way.
Yeah.
When they just throwing money at you, they ready to lift you up, make you a king. They ready to put you on a pedestal. They ready to make you a god. Yeah. Man, you the one to deliver us. You the one to did all of this. You the one that enabled us to accomplish all we've accomplished. And get some, you ain't gonna fool me. God is the one who got it for real.
Yes.
God is your king.
Yes.
Brothers and sisters, that's key. That's key. If you ever want to be successful in the kingdom building, if you ever want to really be about what God is about, don't forget what God has done through you. And please, ma'am, please, sir, don't forget how to give God the credit and give God the glory and give God all of the honor.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's the one. He's worthy of all of our praise.
Yeah.
No, it ain't me, it's God.
Yeah.
And that ain't easy. That ain't easy. That's when you're the most vulnerable, when folks trying to put you on the pedestal. Just got through preaching, everybody shouting, they carrying folk out. Who, Rabbi? Ooh, man, you preached today. Ain't nothing but the devil. If the sermon was good, it wasn't me.
It's the Lord.
It was God.
Yeah.
And if God did it, seems like he ought to be the one to get the credit.
Amen.
The minute you start thinking it's you, woo, you could sing, woo, that song was powerful. You was hitting no keys. If it's really great, it's not you. It's God.
Mhm.
Woo, you were able to build up building. You were able to accomplish this, that, and other. If it's really all that, not you. It's God.
It's God.
And if you don't give God the glory, just like the rest of them, you don't give God the glory, you just like the people God was talking about.
Hmm.
Gideon was shining, didn't he? He looking good. Then he come around there and take a left turn and he says, "What? Can I get y'all to give me y'all earrings? Some of that gold y'all got around here." People, it was no big deal. They had a lot of gold they had captured. These people had gold around their camels, horses. They had gold they wore around their necks. So when he asked for their earrings, it wasn't a whole lot. I mean, they really make a king. That was minor compared to what they had. They had no problem giving the gold to Gideon.
Mhm.
And it wasn't a big deal really asking for it. They took a sheet, they put that little stuff in that sheet, folded the sheet up, and they gave it to him. And then they told you how much it weighed. Homeboy got some gold. That's when he messed up. Y'all remember, y'all too young. Eddie Red remember. Too Tall Jones decided he wanted to have some wheels made out of gold. He had just got a new contract. Now his contract wasn't all that good, but for some reason he decided he wants to make some wheels out of gold. Now let me just say, if you are the richest man in the world, that man that just bought TikTok, Jack, still ought not be crazy enough to make no wheel out of gold. And really, if they steal the wheels off of your tire,
Yeah.
what makes you think they ain't gonna steal some wheels made out of gold?
Yeah.
If they stripping a car that got nags on it, what makes you think they ain't gonna put on some bricks,
Yeah.
wheels made out of gold? See, like me, Brooklyn, that ain't too wise a purchase. It's like asking for trouble. Why? Not the wheels, it's the gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, for one while we had that where they was killing people for these wheels here.
Those
Man, they
spinners.
kill people for tennis.
Mhm.
What you think they gonna do for some gold wheels? They ain't smart. Because that's dumb. That's begging for trouble.
Yeah.
Unless you got enough money, every time you stop, you get 10 Negroes to stand around your car with some oozes and watch it till you come back.
Mhm.
And you still might not have it when you get back. That's why. So when he asked for gold, as long as he got his gold, he got saved. But homeboy decided he wants to make an ephod.
Mm-hmm.
Now when he makes the ephod, he puts it on. He wants to wear it. Here's the problem. The ephod, the denim and the minim, they were the attire of the priests. This is what the priest wore when he was to consult God. to find out what God wanted the nation to do next. But it was for the priests to wear. Business say nobody wear it but the priest. Now in Gideon's defense, all of his encounter with God is direct. Because he's not going through a priest to get no instruction. David sent for the priest, said, consult God to see if it's do this. Saul sent him to consult God. Samuel, but all his stuff is direct. He didn't have to go to no priest. When he got this fleece, do and no do. No priest told him to go down to the camp. It was God talking directly to him. So I don't have no problem with him saying, well, you know, I understand the priest supposed to do it, but I want to talk to God directly. But why you need a gold ephod? I mean, God been talking to me before with my cotton shirt on. Why I need gold now to communicate with God? Therein lies the problem. Gold creates a temptation. The gold creates a potential for idol worship. Because you can always make an idol out of that, which is overvalued.
Yeah.
Y'all feel?
Yeah.
Well, but it says that's different.
It says, then Midian was subdued before the Israelites and did not raise his head again. During Gideon's lifetime, the land enjoyed peace 40 years. You read? Jerubbaal, son of Joash, went back home to live. He had 70 sons
That's Gideon.
of his own, for he had many wives. His concubine, who lived in Shechem, also bore him a son, whom he named Abimelech. Gideon, son of Joash, died at a good old age and was buried in the tomb of his father Joash in Ophrah of the Abiezrites. No sooner had Gideon died than the Israelites again constituted themselves.
Here we go.
to the Baals.
Here we go.
Right on that.
Now, the ephod thing wasn't the nail in the coffin. It was the distraction. But Gideon is still in pretty good shape. Homeboy got 70 children because he had a lot of wives. It tells how many. He had enough to have 70 children. He had one concubine. That's important because Abimelech gonna come up next. You're gonna see he's pretty important. He's the outcast. But it says the country is at peace. Gideon was able to conquer the Midianites. Things is chilling. 40 years, peace. 40 years, everything going well. He's got a good life. Making babies, got children. Live a good old life, and then he died. Happy old age. And as soon as he died,
They went back to their old way.
how is it God gives you a victory with 300 men plus you? And you win the victory over these people that have been dominating you for so long. And as soon as he dies, you go back to worshiping statues. But what's the logic?
They were worshiping Gideon. They wasn't worshiping God.
They weren't even worshiping Gideon. You know, Gideon becomes a distraction, But you don't give God no credit.
Mhm.
You give Gideon the credit. So when he's dead, it's over.
Yeah.
It's the fault, Gideon. He didn't teach the people no better. As soon as he gone, they do wrong. Can we blame Gideon for that? Or do we blame the people? Why are people so fickle? What's the problem?
People fickle now.
Well, I tell you what, I see it. I mean, how many people in our churches really worship God? How many people come to church for God, the choir, the preacher? How many people are more concerned with pleasing God, getting some new uniform? New t-shirt. And your day. What's the things we got to do to keep people's interest? And nowhere on the agenda is it, let's come to the prayer meeting to see what God wants to do through Bethany. Who really prays? Ask God. I pray at my house, preacher. I don't need to come here to pray. See, you pray at your house, and the Lord don't ever tell you to come to church. Makes me wonder, who are you praying to? Wonder why God wrote that in Hebrews. Forsake not the assembling of yourselves together. If He wants you to stay at your house, praying. How many people seek God's guidance? No doubt in my mind, some do. No doubt in my mind, God has some real people. God has some folk who really love Him. But you got a whole lot of folk going to these churches and talking to God ain't even on their agenda. Really? What do you mean? What do you mean God talk to you? Really? How you know when it's God talking to you? Really? Do you really think God talk to you? But when people ask those kind of questions, they gotta let you know, man, you're not spending too much time with God. I don't know if I see a whole lot of difference. Oh, it's not that when I die, they're gonna start sinning. They didn't wait till I die. They do it right now. Well, get it twisted. People go, look at the mega churches, the crowds. Why the crowd? They worshiping God better. Or they getting something. They're getting some prosperity gospel. They get the lottery, they get blessed. God going to take you to the next level. And when they say next level, they see financial levels. They don't see spiritual levels. It's our job. It's our job, people. Do all we can. Plant all the seeds we can plant. So that when our time comes and we lay down and die, it won't read like it reads the last part of this chapter. They turn back to doing evil in the sight of the Lord. What are you doing to stop that epitaph? What are you doing to change lives? To stop people from worshiping Baal, worshiping cars, worshiping houses, money, prestige, stuff. Just had a story today. It's amazing me when people die, folk want to start fighting over their stuff.
Yes. Yes.
How many of you, people you would least suspect, all other people's stuff? Time for their stuff. child of God. You know what? You know what I think? I told y'all a story before. This old lady, Miss Carrie, used to drive for when I was 16. Gas happened. She said, "Oh, you know what? You keep driving me like this, and I'll just leave you this car." Very clear from one, I didn't get excited because my uncle, about 12 years older than me, told me when he used to drive, she promised him the car. And the other uncle was just a year different than him. She promised him the car. But I told her, I said, don't get it twisted. I'm not driving you for you to give me anything. I'm driving you because I'm 16 and gas happy. I like to drive. I drive you, I drive anybody. Because I like to drive. But don't ever think nobody got to die to leave me anything. I don't know nothing that somebody got to die to give it to me.
Yeah.
I'll buy my own car this time. When I was in 10th grade, I bought my car. 1957 Chevrolet. Paid $150 for it.
Right.
It was a living. Everything wrong with it could be wrong with it. But it was mine. It's the one that taught me how to work on cars. And I didn't have to wait on nobody to die to get it. I brought it home, my daddy laughed at me. One of my proudest moments when his cars broke down. He had to borrow my old. He was walking on you good car to go to church. Yes, sir. This car you've been making fun of. Who's wrong with it? Yes, sir. I wasn't waiting to get his car when he died. My problem was he had to borrow my car while he was still alive. Don't go through life on other people's stuff.
Yes.
Be thankful for what God has given you. You ain't got no money, you want somebody else's money, guess what? If you don't know how to keep your money, you ain't gonna be able to keep theirs either. Just like you mess up yours, you're gonna mess up theirs. You're gonna be broke. You know, all these people winning the lottery and end up broke because they don't know how to manage money. So before you leave money to your children, you better teach them how to manage it. If you don't, they're gonna be broke. Questions, comments? Been right after telling Brother Clint, they were asking today to get some men to be pallbearers for Sister Toad's funeral. Off the top of my head, I said, well, I'll get Clint to get the deacons to do it, and I realized that they older than Methuselah. And the first name they called, guess who? Henry. And then somebody say, Henry got back trouble.
He said, thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
I think Kenny had back problems too. I think, but I know Kenny didn't carry a lot of caskets because he had to carry every time they come to the church.
Yeah. To get them in here.
You know, it's sad. We got that many young people.
No.
I could not call 6 young men to carry a casket. 6 young men. Somebody said, Michael. Why they bust out laughing when they said Michael? I don't think so. Michael's strong enough to carry it. Well, Michael might have some other problems.
Now he loves Sister Toad. Now he'll carry it. He'll carry it.
Y'all get him out of here. Man, you can't walk from here over there. If she don't put a whooping on you that night before.
Hot diggity.
No.
So what?
No.
She said no.
Man, last week, I ain't know about no 10 weeks ago. Last week she come here, gets fat, come sit down. What would I do?
I didn't hear it.
I'm saying. 10 people, 26 people.
It's more than just hearing it from the church. Grace. I don't grace. And what time are you going to leave? Be ready. I'll be able to do that.
What time do you need to be here?
10.
10.
9:45.
Yeah, the casket gets here a little early.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I'm going to the funeral home this year, an hour before the service. Service is at 11, they should probably be about 10 o'clock.
So I got leaders, 4 more people.
Don't look back here. I can't. I don't know about him going to the graveside. I ain't got nothing to do.
Oh, no, I ain't worried about Mike. Mike don't go to funerals on Saturday.
Mike said he was coming to Sister Toe's funeral.
Oh, you said that?
Yes.
I believe when I said Mike wasn't even at church Sunday.
He overslept Sunday. It's gonna be somebody here. Somebody's going. The Lord will provide.
I can help y'all. I can help y'all. Nobody. I feel like somebody be there. Normally you have strong men show up.
You didn't just join Bethany.
What is Kim laughing about?
Clarissa, you didn't. Clarissa, you didn't just join Bethany yesterday. Yeah. But yeah, this coach, you got the trustee board.
Hello. When the last time you seen Lester at a funeral? That was there before the funeral started. When the last time you seen any of them?
Let me turn this off.